Happy New Year, traders. I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, wealthy, prosperous 2020. I hope you guys all enjoyed your time off. So before I get into my recap today, took 2 trades on AMD, I'd like to discuss this tweet I did yesterday, right? 4 pages long, very long rant, ramble, whatever you want to call this, about me moving my focus away from how I'm feeling, what I feel like doing, and more towards what the market is doing, right? Replacing the mental chatter in my head and asking questions, because the chart's always telling you something. So I ask myself these questions in the trades I'm trying to hold on to, trend trades and things that have capacity to run. Areas where buyers and sellers are stepping up. Price levels of high interest. Is someone defending a price? Is there igniting volume? Did the pattern fail? Was that a fake out? What's people's stops? Where's their break even? Where are they going to try to get out? Inflection points. Yada, yada, yada. Institutional moves. So if you guys didn't see this, please take a look. It's on my profile there. Now I want to talk about why I was so bullish on AMD today. First, it starts with the daily. This is a buy setup, right? Everyone's familiar with that, ABCD, whatever you want to call it. Now, there's 2 things that make this extremely bullish. The first is that the gap, right? People had their order to trigger here. That's pretty elementary, right? You take the first high after the retracement. So people had their order to trigger here. Now, when we gapped up over that, that creates a lot of FOMO. People are, we might never come back to this gap, or maybe we will in time, but on the day, we're probably not going to come back. So everyone who didn't get filled here, they're probably looking to buy. That's 1. 2, look how close we are to the all-time highs, 47.30. All we had to do is get 20-30 cents, and then we'd be above all-time highs. Now, one thing I've also discussed recently is about looking to the left, right? So when you're at all-time highs, you look to the left, there's nothing there to stop you, right? There's no sellers there to stop you. The only selling that's going to take place is profit taking, right? So path of least resistance, and that's what I saw. Now, I want you guys to look at some other charts here, so this will become relevant later. Look at MU, another semiconductor, right? So this thing was also a buy setup. It gapped up, same type of thing, but look at all this stuff you had to clear. You had to clear all this before you could breach all-time highs. And NVIDIA was another one. Similar thing, right? Buy setup, and then we had to clear this and this. So why am I bringing that up? Well, I was going to take AMD on this play here at the open. So what happened here? We broke up above the fumbling around here. We broke up above the pre-market high. We came back in to retest, and I was watching this retracement. I was like, okay, I think I'm going to take this. And I was telling my buddy I'm going to take AMD. He's like, oh, don't trade AMD. It's trash. It's the same thing as MU and NVIDIA and all that stuff. And I was telling him, like, no, it's not, man. It's not the same. Look at the daily. This thing is poised to run. We're so close to all-time highs. And we started bickering all that stuff, and then I missed this. This was a move. This signal here, this drop, pattern failure, and then re-success. Why am I calling it pattern failure and re-success? Well, this is a 3-bar play, right? Igniting bar, consolidation bar, people looking to take it when it breaks up. This failed. It broke the low. People stopped out, right? People stopped out. But what happened? It came right back up. So it failed and re-succeeded. That's super bullish. And look at this wick. You see this wick on a 5-minute chart? See this wick on a 2-minute chart? I want you guys to look at what it looks like on a 1-minute chart. This tells you the full story. It's a 180 reversal, engulfing, whatever you want to call it. All the selling that happened here was negated in 1 bar, right? And a bottoming tail. That tells you, 1, all the sellers are gone. 2, people who are short are trapped. They have to cover, right? So that gives you fuel for the move up. And that's as bullish as it gets, right? Bullish as it gets off a level, the retest, the igniting move, volume came in to tell you that this buying was serious, and off you go. So it kind of trended up, and then I caught the first pullback on the 5. This, in retrospect, not the cleanest pull up. I didn't like that. This wick is kind of iffy. People probably got faked out on this, but whatever the case, I took it on the 2-minute, right, as we kind of formed this little wedge here. I took it here, put my stop down here, and we had about almost a 2-hour move. But it kind of pivoted and formed a double top. And I was like, that's not a good sign, but I'm going to hold. Maybe it'll base, right? Hopefully it'll base, and I can survive a pullback to break even. And we started pulling in, started rounding out all this other stuff, and then it kind of started getting really, really ugly looking, and then we flash dumped on huge volume. This was abnormal, right? Acting out of trend. But what happened? It took me out at break even, and then someone maybe on Wall Street was like, hey, let me take those shares off your hands. Boom, right back up, right? This is what we call a Wyckoff spring. If you guys watch some of my stuff, I'm a big fan of Wyckoff and the market cycles, all this stuff. When something breaks below and snaps right back up like that, below support and snaps back up, it's called a Wyckoff spring. If it does it at the top, that's called a Wyckoff upthrust, right? It usually means that someone, a big player, or a number of big players, whatever the case, doesn't matter. It's a sign of that the move is going to probably be a strong move up, right? Because people might have gotten trapped on that, right? And here's an example of a wick, right? So this wick compared to this wick back here, this one not as potent. Why? Because it took 4 bars to repair the damage. The other one took a single bar, right? The less time people have to react, the more chances are that they're trapped, right? This is 4 bars to repair the damage. Okay, so it got shaken out at break even, not a big deal. Yeah, we come back here. Okay, so then we started, after this, I was like, okay, this is bullish. Someone's defending this price. Someone really likes that price. I think we are still have the capacity to run, right? And before I get into this, why was I so bullish? I missed this part here. So AMD, all-time highs, right? Daily chart, great, gap up on the power move, buy setup, gap up. In 2019, guess who the #1 performing stock was? It was AMD. It was up 150% last year. That's huge, right? So, people obviously have that in mind. They want to add that to a portfolio or whatever the case, right? And on a day where SPY and the Qs are making a move up to all-time highs and stuff, then you're going to bet that the strongest stocks are going to be leading the way, right? The leaders. There's a reason why they're up there. Okay, so then we started coming into this little ugly wedge pattern thing here, right? And I thought to myself, when the volume started picking up a little bit, right? I think that people were becoming interested in this. So the volume started picking up. I got in here, right, when it kind of broke out of this little wedge, and a big bar was put in. I said, okay, this is a good sign. We just took out this pivot, right? We took out this pivot. Now we're going to come challenge the guys at 48. If we can take out the guys at 48, then we have room to run, right? Because there's going to be no one left to sell, or very few sellers. And that's basically what happened, right? We came up and over, kind of a little retest, a little jiggling, all that stuff. We took them out. Look at the volume. Boom, fresh move, igniting, let's go. And here we go, we make a run for it, right? We make a run for the half number. And it started getting semi-climactic. Started getting a little bit semi-climactic. The volume started really increasing. I didn't like that. So I took a bit off before the half number. I think that was like 5 Rs or something like that. And then a little bit more here. And then we faked out, right? We faked out in this little triangle looking thing here, right? And someone just DM'd me here. They said, okay, when you do your recap, can you explain why that's a fake out? Well, people were expecting this, right? It didn't happen. People's stops are here. So this base got broken, right? What do I say about broken bases? Let's take a look at this price action. Fake out, people went long, lost the base. Now what happened? Retest, couldn't get back in the base. That's a bad sign, right? So people went short here. I believe that people went short here. And what did I do after I added? I moved my stop to here, below this pivot. I said, okay, if we lose this, my average cost is still down here. I'll still be green even if I get stopped out of the remaining shares plus the add, right? So what happened? We came in, this is called an ante. It's basically the first sell setup coming off of a top. It failed. It got engulfed on volume, trapped. People went short here, got trapped. I said, okay, that's a good sign. Let's get back inside the base. What's going to happen if we can get back inside the base? Okay, these people who went short here, they started getting stopped out here. This is what this is, stop out, stop out. This wick, all this action here, everyone who went long inside the base is now being made whole again. They're break even. Okay, if we can make everyone whole again, everyone's happy, and shake out all the excess supply, then we're going to run again, right? Excuse me, that's what I thought, above the half number, right? So there's kind of two things fueling this. Is the people who got trapped on the fake out, the spring, who got engulfed on, and the people who are going to be made whole again, who got caught on the fake out. If we can clear that, then we're running again, and that's what happened. Cleared that, took out all the selling, and we made another run up. We ran up even more, right? This thing just kept going, guys. We ride with the whales. This is why you don't want to fight the trend. So if I hadn't added here and gotten faked out, I would have added here again, right? And put my stop here below this wick, because the people who stepped up to create this wick, right? If they're going to be wrong, then we're probably going to keel over. You want to be on the side of the people causing these types of moves, right? These types of kind of lines in the sand. Right? Someone dropped the hammer here. What a beautiful looking hammer in retrospect. Anyways, if I hadn't taken that, I would have added here and moved my stop here. So off we go. We power move up, take a little bit more off at the 3/4 number, then before the whole number, and then we pull up a little bit more after that pivot. I was thinking we probably wouldn't get any higher than 49-ish, 49.25, and that's basically where we hit the high of the day, came back down, broke the pivot, and I was all out. And I think in total there, it was just a little bit shy of 8 Rs, and it's still super strong, right? People are still buying these pullbacks in the after hours. It's above high of the day right now. It's like 49.30 or something, 49.27. It's a super strong move, guys. When you look to the left and there's nothing there, that just means there's going to be less selling, right? So the old adage is buy low, sell high, and that it's true. It's true to some extent, right? But if you're buying low, you're trying to buy low, you're going to try to buy the dips, you might be trying to go long downtrends, all this other stuff, right? People who do trend trading and what they call trend following, there's another saying, is buy high and sell higher, right? Buy high and sell higher. Does that make sense? Because when you're up near the highs and you can break that stuff, there's going to be very little resistance, right? Path of least resistance. So you buy high, sell higher, or you short low and cover lower. I know that's a little counterintuitive, right? But it's starting to make sense to me, right? If things are running up and basing it near the highs, what did I say in a previous video, right? Consolidation through time, not through price. That's as bullish as you can get, right? If you can base near the highs, that means there's not enough people looking to sell. Every time it comes down, people are looking to buy. That's very, very bullish indicator, right? People buy high because they expect it to go even higher, right? Why do I buy stock? Why do you buy stock? Why do institutions buy stock? People are wanting to sell at a higher price, right? And that's something that's Jeff's been teaching and reminding me here, is that when you have huge volume on the daily, right, at these high, strong stocks that are leading the way, this type of volume is not created by you and me, right? Retail traders don't create this volume. Double the prior day and, very high above average. The last time we did this volume, we put in a $3 candle, right? This is institutions. This is the footprints. This is the big boys, right? You don't want to go against these guys. Just ride with the trend. Ride with the whales. Another thing that I saw that kept me in this move was I looked to the higher time frames, right? What are the chances that this is just going to be another buy setup on a flag? People who play that, right? Or people who are playing this breakout here, right? It's all the different shapes and patterns and names, whatever you want to call them, but they're all really just the same thing. People are just looking to get triggered at different prices, right? People looking to take the break of that trend line. People looking to take the break of this high. People looking to take the break of the base. All these things. Once everyone's on the same page that we're going higher, then we go higher. And we continue the move, right? Up, consolidate, base, up, consolidate, base. And that's as easy as it gets, guys. Don't fight the trend. Let your winners run. If the price action is telling you that this is has the capacity to run, nothing to the left. Moving averages, nice slope, no crisscrossing, none of that garbage, right? When they start getting too extended, maybe you should wait for a pullback, which is my mistake here. I didn't wait for the strong pullback because the moving averages were getting a little bit distant here. And that's basically the trade. So I hope it's not too much rambling. I hope you guys found that informative. Basically, using kind of the higher time frames, using some daily bias, using little observations of who's defending price, where sellers are going to step up, what happens when they get taken out, all the things I tweeted about, signaling volume or igniting volume, people getting trapped, where's their stop, where's their break even, when are they made whole again, when's everyone good, inflection points, all that stuff. So hope not too much confusion. I hope that makes sense. Sorry guys, this is my second take here. I'm running out. My voice is running out. So if you have questions, leave them down below or feel free to tweet me at Trader Robert H. Thank you for watching. Just to remain transparent, this is my trade window for the day, guys. Those are my only trades. Thank you.